Fucking he's turning and shit. I'm in the backseat. Oh! I'm over there with Rav. Rav's
like, bro, chill out, like, relax.
like speeding through traffic. He's going like when he turned left and we was on the wrong side of the road, I almost shit my pants. This man was YouTube, it's your boy Dear West, and we are back with another video. This week we got a little story time for you. Before we get into anything, make sure you smash that like button. But most importantly, make sure you subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you never miss another upload. So about 2 years ago, I went to Japan, and I went there on a deployment while I was still in the military. My boy, it was like, he had already went to Japan. It was my boy Rav. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram at Naquan. He just had a beautiful baby daughter. When we went there, first of all, that was my second time being on the plane. So we went from North Carolina to Alaska. Alaska was cold as hell. And then from Alaska, we went to Okinawa. The pilots are trash. When we landed, it was just like, you know, I'm sitting in there, I'm on my phone. And then as soon as we land, you know, we put our seatbelts on and just boom! He hit the ground so hard that the plane had bounced off the ground, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, man, whatever, man. We done landed, we safety or whatever. Like, once we land, we get this briefing from our commander, and he's like, all right, for the people who ain't never been out here in Japan, in Okinawa, they don't like us. So they're protesting constantly protesting to get us out of there. Like, they don't want us there at all. When they tell us, like, don't say nothing to the protesters, don't look at the protesters, don't respond to the protesters, don't do anything. Pretty sure that I got put on one of the newspapers out there because I laughed. When we get there, and I'm thinking they lying, like, ah, man, whatever. And once we pull up to the base, we see them out there with their signs, like, saying, go home, Marine. So you hear them, and excuse me for that, for like, don't do it. So we're there about a week or two, and the people that I was attached to, we worked right off the beach. And off the beach, you see the Marine, you see them in the water too, screaming on the intercom. They're screaming something in Japanese, and then they scream, go home, Marine. I don't want to be there anyway, so I'll be gladly to take their advice and go home. We get on the bus, we go to the base, go to where we were going, get in the barracks. I'm asking them, like, you know, I'm asking Rav and Capers because they already had been to Japan before. So I'm asking them, like, all right, so how we go out in town? Like, we gotta take a cab, we gotta, like, what do we gotta do? Like, I know we ain't gotta walk, because I ain't walking nowhere. We gotta walk. One of these weekends, maybe like 2-3 weeks into being there, they keep talking about this place called American Village. The way that you gotta get from where we are at on base to American Village, you have to take this bus called the Green Line. And so we have to take the Green Line from Camp Schwab, where we was at, which is a trash ass base, to Camp Hansen. From Camp Hansen, we have to take a cab to get to, like, wherever you want to go. We take a cab from Camp Foster to American Village. There's nothing American in American Village. From American Village, you know, you go do whatever you do. So we get to American Village, we split. In American Village, you have, like, there's other places like Sega, but it's not Sega. Like, you don't think, like, you go in there and think it's like a Disney store, how we got here in America, but it's not. It's literally just an arcade place. Me and Rav go one way, Capers and Lisette go the other way. So we get over there, and then we meet back up and go to this place called Yakiniku's. Yakiniku's is, like, lit. Word to my mother, it is delicious. I promise you, if I was to go back to Japan, that is the place I'm going to. We get there and we sitting down, we're ordering our food. People are side-eyeing us because it's like, we're black. Capers is light-skinned, so he might be able to pass as Asian, but nah, bro. Once we get done eating our food at Yakiniku's, once we leave there, I'm like, man, I'm ready to go. We go to the vape store, come back to American Village. So we get done doing what we're doing with shopping, and all like, this guy comes up to us and he says something in Japanese, and then he kind of looks at us and walk away. So we like, man, what the fuck? So I'm like, all right, man, I'm ready to go back to base. Like, let's just take a honcho, let's get back. And we get in the honcho, we're sitting there and we're waiting on Lisette because the guy is still saying something to Japanese and Lisette, and then he's like speaking broken English too. Capers and Lissette's like, nah, we'll just take another one, we'll meet y'all there. Me and Rav, we sitting in the cab, I'm on my phone. Cab driver gets on his phone and he says whatever he says. I'm not even gonna try to speak no Japanese. I know he was talking shit because he's driving. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. The cab driver is talking, like, I think he was talking shit. Like, I don't give a fuck with nobody. I can't understand Japanese, I don't understand very little words. And he looks back at us through his mirror, and you just see him, shakes his head, flips his phone up, and he makes a phone call. And as he's making the phone call, he's talking and he's looking back at us. So he's in his car, and as this whole time, he's still looking up in the rearview mirror, staring at me because Rav's directly behind him, so he can't see Rav. I'm kind of, chilling, I'm full, I got my, so I tap Rav and I'm like, take something off. Yo, why he keep looking at me like that? Rav like, man, don't worry about it, we'll be good. So he gets off the phone and he hangs up. He flips his phone down, and we're at a stoplight. Once we get done, the stoplight turns green when it first, like the man takes off. He is speeding. I don't have my seatbelt on. Rav doesn't have his on either. Like when I get in back seats, 9 times out of 10, I'm not putting my seatbelt on. This man is speeding. You also gotta realize that like we're in America, we drive on the right side of the road. They drive on the left, so I'm over in the back seat. I'm scared for my life. This man is speeding. He's 110. Fucking, he's turning and shit. I'm in the back seat. Oh! I'm over there with Rav. Rav's
Like, bro, chill out, like, relax.
like speeding through traffic. He's going like when he turned left and we was on the wrong side of the road, I almost shit my pants. This man was like, he was gone. That man was wasting no time on wherever the fuck we needed to be. So from there, Rav is dying laughing in the car. I'm almost shitting my pants because when I just got done eating all that food from I had like 4 bowls of taco rice. This man did not waste no time on trying to get us back to base. So he's speeding, he's still staring at me, he's looking like halfway at the road. He got one eye on the road, one eye staring at me through the mirror. I'm in the backseat almost dying, and he's just speeding, going through traffic. I see a cop, and I'm like, bro, we about to get pulled over. I ain't got no seatbelt on. I'm about to throw up in this man's back seat. We get on base, he pulls up to like where we gotta stop and give him our IDs to get back on base. He pulls up and he just stops. We give him our IDs or whatever. The guard doesn't say nothing. As soon as he takes off from the gate, they lift the gate up or whatever, let us go by. He takes the fuck off. Flying through the base, like the streets on the base, you're only supposed to go 25. This isn't no regular, like I'm going 60, I'm going 80 and a 60 on the highway. Like, no, these were streets. This is not a highway, this was streets that he was speeding on. So we get back to Foster and we pay him. We get out the car, I throw up immediately. Like as soon as I get out the car, I'm hungry again. This man pulls off, he like rolls down the window, and he's just looking at me. He pulls up to the stop sign, looks left, there's me again. This man takes off again, bro. That was never again. Like, that's gonna be the end of this story time. I appreciate y'all tuning in, but make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about your boy Dear West. All right, y'all.